There's very few, maybe a few on the planet, but very, very few that are right here, right now. And if you're not right here, right now, you're somewhere else, sometime else. And that fractures your being. That fractures your power, it fractures your livingness. So try to inhabit your body more fully. That's a huge part of the internal arts, is simply more fully inhabiting the body. Just that awareness, that idea, that intention. Can I inhabit my body more completely, more fully, more continuously? Then it becomes clearer, an obvious contrast when you start to leave your body in the here and now. Whether you leave your body to go up into your emotions because someone reacted to you, you're reacting to someone, or you snap up into the rationalizing something, it becomes an obvious thing because you're not wholly, fully embodied, you're just in one part. And it becomes a distinct, obvious contrast when you start to float into an ethereal place called the past and an ethereal place called the future. It's not embodied. So again, just developing being in your body and simply proper breathing is a big beginning of that. Is a big warning light comes on, or a buzzer comes on when you are not embodied. But if you aren't truly embodied, not really fully embodied, and certainly not consistently fully embodied, you won't notice the telephone time machine has gone here and there and there and here, because that's just the way of things, just to sway through the ethereal cosmos. So intending to more fully embody yourself, to inhabit your body more fully, just that clear intention and that continuous ongoing intention. Then you'll start to notice when you leave. And even more to the point of basic health. When we're not fully embodied, when we're in the past or in the future, or just in a certain part of ourselves, not fully inhabiting our body, our energy is splintered and is leaking out. We're losing our energy, we're losing our power, which equates to literally losing our health. We're draining away. So not being fully inhabiting our body directly is a fracturing or splintering of our life energy, a leaking out of our life energy. It's important to know to take self-responsibility, to take responsibility back. It'd be like if we use the same silly analogy you've been using, that telephone time machine, or any time of whether you're going through a wormhole or using the telephone machine, the telephone booth time machine. It's as if you discovered, wow, this is really cool. I can go anywhere, anytime. But every time you do a time trip, you lose 5 years of your life. There's a cost. To the degree that we're not fully embodied, our energy is leaking and lost. Once we start to become more consciously embodied and more fully inhabiting the body, we can start to have a say and start to develop ability to contain our energy, cultivate our energy, incubate our energy. But without that awareness, it's just leaking out. Some people leak a lot of energy or lose a lot of energy through severe physical tension. Other people are losing a lot of life energy simply because of their mind. Revving all the time, continuous thinking, whether it's worry, plan. It doesn't even have to be worry, but certainly it's very intuitive. If a person is worrying a lot, that's going to really drain them. But it doesn't have to be worry. It's just continually in the head, continually thinking. That's a direct, you might as well hook up a tube to your arm and have the life energy continually, slowly, but continually sucked out of you. So whether that's overthinking, over emotionalizing, whatever that might be. So simply coming back to the body, intending, deciding to be more fully inhabit the body, and noticing when you're not, noticing where you go, when you go, is the beginning of taking self-responsibility and ownership, partnership in your life energy, your health, physicality. So this breathing is one of the best, simplest first things we can do to, one, first have a sense of our body, because some people, and it might not apply to everybody, of course, here, but I've literally had people come to me and come to our school, and they have said more than a couple times, and these are typically people who are intellects or academics, and they come in, they say, I live so much in my head. And some people have even said, it's like my head, it's like my body is just a vehicle to carry my head around. And they live all up here. And what's really great is they were aware of that, became aware of that. They at least noticed that and could articulate it, because many people won't even know. Now, it might not be the head, it might be the emotions, or it might be, again, really stuck in regret or past or frustration or anger. Same sort of thing, you're stuck. So coming into the body and a little bit more specifically into the center of the body, and we'll be talking about the Dantian very soon, the very core. That's an antidote. It's a countering of the tendency to be lopsided into past or future, head, emotions. Those are lopsidedness. And again, great drainers of energy. So embodying the body, and if we get a little bit more specific, we can go in actually to a certain area, the center. That's like coming home. It's coming to a home base. And just doing that, the energy can start to become more whole again. It can start to reaccumulate. It can start to gather and become integrated again. Because up until that point, the energy is just splintering and just evaporating and shooting out. If you could have a snapshot of a picture or a video of a picture of a person's aura, you'd see spikes of energy going out all the time, or a long, slow drain. And both those usually at the same time. So we need to start to come back to home base, the body, inhabit the body, the tissues in general. But there is a specific home base in the center of the body. So that's why we're starting with breathing. We'll spend a bit more time with breathing. It brings us to the body. We start to connect the mind deeper into the body, sync up the mind, breath, and body. We'll also start to become, that's also the trigger for becoming aware of chi, life energy, is working with the breath. Eventually you'll feel the breath, not just a movement of respiration. You feel the breath energy, the energy of the breath, which actually is independent of the movement of the diaphragm. And once you start to sense the breath energy, you can move it where you want. You can claim it, reclaim it,